Two of Hollywood's biggest names just set the internet on fire, and this time, it wasn't a movie premiere or a red carpet moment. Picture this: flashing lights, bass shaking the ground, a crowd screaming every lyric, and right in the middle of it all, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet spotted together at a high-energy concert by Charli XCX. What happened next has everyone talking. Before we go deeper, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share right now, because the details you're about to hear might completely change how you see their relationship. It was supposed to be just another night of music and chaos. But everything shifted the moment fans realized who was standing among them. Kylie, effortlessly stylish yet low-key, seemed completely immersed in the music. Beside her, Timothee kept things casual, but observant, leaning in at times, speaking closely just to be heard over the roaring crowd. But here's the part that made people stop scrolling. It wasn't just that they were there together, it was how they were together. At one point, Kylie bursts into laughter, leaning slightly toward Timothee, her guard completely down. He responds instantly, smiling in a way that feels different. Warmer. More personal. Not staged. Not performative. And suddenly, the internet starts asking the same question: is this just a friendly hangout, or something much deeper? Because if you've been following their story, you know this isn't the first time they've been linked. Their connection has always lived in that gray area, never fully confirmed, never denied. Every appearance, every sighting, every whisper adds another piece to a puzzle no one has fully solved. But this night felt different. Sources inside the venue say the two didn't just arrive together, they stayed close the entire time. No awkward distance. No effort to avoid attention. In fact, in several clips, they seem completely locked into their own world, almost unaware of the thousands of eyes around them. Now here's where things get even more interesting. There's one subtle moment that many people missed, but it might say everything. In one circulating video, as the crowd starts to surge forward, Timothee instinctively shifts his position, placing himself slightly in front of Kylie, creating space around her. It's quick. Almost invisible. But it's not random. It's protective. Intentional. The kind of gesture that doesn't need words. And just like that, the speculation explodes. Social media lights up. Fans dissect every frame. Some call it a soft launch, a quiet, calculated way of introducing a relationship without making it official. Others aren't convinced. But one thing almost everyone agrees on? The chemistry is real. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like a publicity stunt. There's a natural rhythm between them, something you can't fake, even under flashing lights and constant cameras. And that's what makes this story impossible to ignore. Because if this is real, then we're witnessing one of the most unexpected Hollywood pairings slowly unfold, right in front of us. Now imagine this. The music intensifies. The lights flicker faster. The camera zooms in, capturing Kylie's face lighting up as her favorite song hits. Cut to Timothee, watching her reaction, a subtle smile forming. The crowd fades into noise. The moment sharpens. Patterns shift. The energy spikes, jump cuts, flashing visuals, the bass hitting harder, and in the middle of it all, one calm frame stands out, the two of them, side by side, completely in sync, like nothing else exists. That's the moment that changes everything. Because at this point, it's no longer just about being seen together. It's about how they're choosing to be seen. And here's the payoff. For months, maybe longer, they've kept things just out of reach, appearing, disappearing, leaving just enough mystery to keep people guessing. But showing up together like this, in a public space, surrounded by cameras and fans, that's not accidental. That's a move. A step toward something more open. A step toward clarity, or at least, a stronger signal than ever before. And for fans who've been watching closely, This might be the moment they've been waiting for, not a confirmation, but something just as powerful. So now the question is yours. Is this the beginning of a real Hollywood love story, or just another moment amplified by the spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest celebrity news, because if this night proved anything, it's that this story is far from over. And just when you think the story couldn't get any more intense, it does. Because after those first clips surfaced, more footage began to appear, different angles, different moments, all painting a bigger picture. Fans weren't just watching anymore, they were investigating. Slowing down videos, zooming in, analyzing body language like it was a full-time job. And what they found only added fuel to the fire. In one clip, Kylie Jenner is seen subtly fixing her hair while glancing toward Timothée Chalamet, a small, almost instinctive gesture that many interpreted as a sign of awareness, maybe even nervous excitement. In another, Timothee leans closer again, this time lingering just a second longer than before. Not enough to be obvious, but enough to be noticed. And that's where the tension builds. Because these aren't grand, cinematic gestures. These are micro moments. The kind that feel real. The kind that don't scream for attention, but somehow demand it anyway. Meanwhile, the crowd around them continues to pulse with energy. Charli XCX is commanding the stage, delivering hit after hit, the atmosphere electric. But oddly enough, for those watching online, the real show isn't on stage, it's happening right there in the audience. Now here's where things take an unexpected turn. A fan who claimed to be just a few rows behind them shared a first-hand account. According to this source, Kylie and Timothee weren't just standing side by side, they were completely engaged with each other throughout the night. Talking between songs. Laughing. Even sharing brief, quiet moments that felt intimate. And suddenly, the narrative shifts again. Because this isn't just about being spotted together anymore. This is about consistency. Multiple sightings. Repeated interactions. A pattern that's becoming harder and harder to dismiss as coincidence. But wait. There's another layer. Some eagle-eyed viewers pointed out that Kylie and Timothee seemed unusually comfortable being seen. No attempts to hide. No quick exits. No visible concern about cameras capturing their every move. And that raises a bigger question. Are they done keeping this under wraps? Because in the world of celebrity relationships, visibility is everything. What you show, and when you show it, can be just as important as the relationship itself. And if this is intentional, then what we're witnessing isn't random at all. It's controlled. It's strategic. It's a narrative slowly being revealed, piece by piece. Now imagine this shift in pacing. The music drops. Everything slows down. A close-up shot, Kylie's expression, calm but glowing. Cut to Timothee, eyes scanning the crowd before returning to her. There's a pause. A moment that feels suspended in time. Then, beat drops again. Energy surges back. The crowd jumps. Lights flash. The camera shakes. But they don't move apart. They stay right there. Together. And that's the kind of visual that sticks. Because even in chaos, they look steady. Now let's talk about what this could mean moving forward. If this really is the beginning of something more public, it could reshape how both of them are perceived. Kylie, known for her high-profile relationships and massive influence, stepping into something more low-key yet deeply observed. Timothee, often seen as more private, more reserved, now possibly opening up in a way fans haven't seen before. It's a contrast that works. And maybe that's why people can't look away. But of course, not everyone is convinced. There are skeptics who believe this could still be nothing more than a friendship caught in the wrong lighting. A moment exaggerated by angles, timing, and the internet's obsession with connecting dots. And to be fair, that possibility exists. But here's the thing. Moments like this don't happen in isolation. They build. They connect. They lead somewhere. And right now, all signs seem to be pointing in one direction. Something is happening. Something real. And whether they choose to confirm it or not, the audience is already invested. Deeply. Now we move toward the final stretch. The climax isn't loud. It's not explosive. It's quiet. Subtle. But powerful. Because in the final clips from that night, as the concert begins to wind down, there's one last moment that stands out. The crowd starts to thin. The lights soften. The music fades into background noise. And there they are again. Still close. Still connected. Not rushing to leave. Not pulling away. Just there. And sometimes, that says more than anything else. No statements. No captions. No confirmations. Just presence. And in a world where everything is documented, filtered, and curated, that kind of authenticity is rare. Which brings us to now. The aftermath. Clips still circulating. Comments still pouring in. Theories still evolving. And one question echoing louder than ever. What happens next? Do they step forward and make it official? Do they retreat back into privacy, leaving this night as just another mystery? Or do they continue exactly like this, hovering in that space between known and unknown, where curiosity never fades? Whatever the answer is, one thing is certain. This story isn't over. Not even close. So stay tuned, stay curious, and keep watching, because in Hollywood, the moments you almost miss are often the ones that matter the most. And just when the conversation starts to settle, another wave hits. Because overnight, the clips didn't just go viral, they evolved. New edits, slowed down frames, enhanced audio, side-by-side comparisons from previous sightings. The internet turned this one night into a full-blown investigation. And somehow, every new angle seemed to reveal something even more intriguing about Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. At this point, it's no longer just about what happened at the Charli XCX concert. It's about what it represents. Because fans began connecting dots, not just from that night, but from months of subtle appearances, quiet rumors, and moments that once seemed insignificant. A dinner here. A car sighting there. A brief mention from insiders that never quite gained traction, until now. And suddenly, everything feels connected. There's a growing theory circulating online that this relationship, if it is one, has been unfolding far longer than anyone realized. That what we saw at the concert wasn't the beginning, but a reveal. Not a hard launch, not a statement, but a shift. A deliberate step into visibility. And if that's true, then every detail matters. Take, for example, the way Kylie positions herself in the crowd. She's not hidden. Not tucked behind security or blending into shadows. She's present. Visible. Yet still relaxed. That balance is hard to strike, especially for someone who understands the power of image as well as she does. Now look at Timothee. There's a noticeable change in his body language compared to earlier public appearances in his career. He's more grounded here. Less guarded. His movements feel instinctive rather than calculated. He doesn't overreact to the attention. He doesn't pull away. Instead, he stays. And that decision, to stay in the moment rather than escape it, says more than any interview ever could. But here's where things get even deeper. Some viewers started analyzing not just their interaction with each other, but their interaction with the environment. The way they sync with the music. The way their energy rises and falls at the same tempo. The way they seem to anticipate each other's movements without needing to look. It's subtle. But it's powerful. Because that kind of synchronization doesn't just happen. It builds over time, through shared experiences, through familiarity. And that's exactly what's making this moment so compelling. Now shift the pace again. The screen cuts to black for just a second. Silence. Then, audio fades in. The crowd chanting. The bass returning. A distant shot of the stage. And then slowly, the camera pushes back into the audience, finding them again. Still together. Still connected. But now, something feels different. There's a calmness. A quiet confidence. Like whatever they are, they've already defined it between themselves. And the outside world is just catching up. This is where the narrative tightens. Because while the public is busy asking questions, they don't seem to be searching for answers. There's no visible tension. No hesitation. No signs of uncertainty in how they move around each other. And that contrast creates a kind of tension that's almost cinematic. The audience wants clarity. But the subjects don't seem to need it. And that gap, that space between curiosity and certainty, is what keeps people watching. Now let's talk about impact. Because moments like this don't just live on social media, they ripple outward. Headlines form. Discussions spread. Entire narratives shift based on a few seconds of footage. And in this case, the impact is already visible. Search trends spike. Fan pages explode with activity. Comment sections become debates, theories stacking on top of each other, each one trying to decode the same question from a different angle. Is it real? Is it serious? Is this just the beginning? But maybe the better question is this. Why does it feel so real? Because in a world where so much of celebrity culture is curated down to the smallest detail, authenticity stands out immediately. And what people are responding to here isn't just proximity, it's presence. It's the way Kylie and Timothee seem to exist in the same space without performance. Without exaggeration. Without the usual signals that something is being staged. And that's rare. Now, as we move closer to the final beat of this story, everything slows again. The lights dim. The music fades into echoes. And we're left with one final sequence, one last collection of moments from that night. Kylie turning slightly, saying something that can't quite be heard. Timothee leaning in, listening closely. A brief pause. A shared smile. And then, nothing dramatic. No grand exit. No headline moment. Just a quiet continuation. And somehow, that's the strongest signal of all. Because not every story needs a loud ending to make an impact. Some stories grow in silence. In subtlety. In the spaces between what's seen and what's understood. And this might be one of those stories. So now, as the clips continue to circulate and the speculation refuses to fade, we're left in that familiar place, watching, waiting, analyzing. But this time, it feels different. This time, it feels like we're not just witnessing a moment. We're witnessing momentum. Something that's building. Something that's moving forward, whether it's confirmed or not. And if history has taught us anything about Hollywood, it's that the biggest stories don't always announce themselves. Sometimes, they just appear. Quietly. Unexpectedly. Right in the middle of a crowd. So keep your eyes open. Because if this night was any indication, the next chapter could arrive at any moment. And when it does, you'll want to be the first to see it. And just when it seems like every possible angle has already been uncovered, the narrative stretches even further. Because what happened after the concert might be just as important as what happened during it. Within hours, new whispers began to surface, unconfirmed, unverified, but impossible to ignore. A few attendees claimed they saw Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet leaving the venue not separately, but within moments of each other. Not side by side, not making a scene, but but close enough to suggest coordination. And that detail changes everything. Because in celebrity culture, exits matter just as much as entrances. Who leaves with who, how quickly, under what conditions, it all becomes part of the story. And in this case, the timing alone was enough to send fans into another spiral of speculation. But it doesn't stop there. Another clip, short, slightly blurry, taken from a distance, begins circulating. It allegedly shows the two near a private exit point. There's no clear confirmation. No perfect angle. But the silhouettes, the movement, the body language, it's enough to keep the conversation alive. And once again, the internet does what it does best. Zoom. Enhance. Replay. Debate. Now shift focus for a moment. Because while the public dissects every second, there's a bigger picture forming behind the scenes. A pattern not just of sightings, but of timing. Public appearances that don't overlap randomly, but align just enough to raise eyebrows. Some fans begin mapping it out. Dates. Locations. Events. And slowly, a timeline emerges, one that suggests this connection didn't just spark overnight. It's been there. Quiet. Controlled. Carefully kept just beneath the surface. Until now. And that's where the tension deepens. Because if this really is a slow reveal, then every move from this point forward becomes even more significant. Every appearance. Every absence. Every subtle interaction captured, or not captured, adds another layer to the story. Now imagine the pacing shift. Fast cuts. Flashing headlines. Scrolling comments. Then suddenly, pause. A single frame holds. Kylie, mid-laugh. Timothee, watching her. No noise. No distractions. Just that moment. And it lingers. Because that's the image people keep coming back to. Not the speculation. Not the theories. But the feeling of that interaction. The authenticity of it. And that's where the real hook is. Not in what's confirmed, but in what feels undeniable. Now, let's go deeper. There's a growing belief among fans that what makes this pairing so compelling isn't just their individual fame, but the contrast between them. Kylie, a global business powerhouse, raised in the spotlight, fluent in media attention. Timothee, an actor often associated with artistry, depth, and a more reserved public persona. On paper, they shouldn't match. But in motion, they do. And that contrast creates intrigue. Because it breaks expectations. And when expectations are broken, attention follows. Now add another layer. Body language experts, yes, even they've entered the conversation, begin analyzing their movements. The proximity. The mirroring. The way they angle toward each other even when distracted. And the conclusion? Inconclusive, but suggestive. Which, in a way, only makes it more powerful. Because certainty ends conversations. But mystery? Mystery keeps them alive. Now we approach another turning point. The energy shifts again. The music in the background builds, slower this time, more atmospheric. The visuals become smoother. Longer cuts. Less chaos. And we see them again, but this time not through a shaky fan camera. Through memory. Reconstructed moments. Connected fragments. A narrative forming not from a single clip, but from dozens. And at the center of it all, them. Still undefined. Still unconfirmed. But no longer invisible. And here's where the story quietly reaches another peak. Because without saying a single word, without posting a single photo together, without giving the public a clear answer, they've managed to dominate the conversation. That's not accidental. That's presence. That's impact. And whether intentional or not, it's working. Now the final stretch unfolds. The questions become sharper. Will they appear together again soon? Will there be a clearer moment, something undeniable? Or will they pull back, letting this night remain as a standalone chapter, open to interpretation? Because both paths lead somewhere. One leads to confirmation. The other, to legend. And in Hollywood, sometimes the stories that are never fully confirmed are the ones that last the longest. So here we are. Still watching. Still waiting. Still replaying the same clips, hoping to catch something new in every frame. And maybe that's the real story. Not just what happened between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet that night, but what it sparked in everyone else. Curiosity. Debate. Obsession. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful moments aren't always the loudest ones. Sometimes, they're the ones that leave just enough unsaid to keep the world listening. So don't look away. Because if this story has proven anything, it's that the next clue won't come with a warning. It'll just appear. Somewhere unexpected. Somewhere public. Somewhere real. And when it does, everything might finally make sense. Or maybe, it won't. And that uncertainty? That's exactly what keeps this story alive. And just when it feels like the story has reached its limit, it expands again, pulling everyone deeper into the mystery. Because now, the focus shifts beyond the clips, beyond the concert, beyond even that single night, and into what happens when silence itself becomes part of the narrative. No statements. No denials. No confirmations. From both Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, nothing. And somehow, that nothing speaks louder than anything else. Because in today's hyper-connected world, silence is rarely accidental. It's calculated. Intentional. A pause that invites speculation instead of shutting it down. And right now, that silence is doing exactly what it's meant to do. It's keeping everyone watching. Closer. Longer. More intensely than ever before. But here's where things take an even more interesting turn. The algorithm itself begins to amplify the moment. Clips from the Charli XCX concert start appearing everywhere. Not just on fan pages, but across mainstream feeds. Suggested videos. Trending sections. For You pages flooded with different versions of the same interaction, each one edited slightly differently, each one telling a slightly different story. Some focus on Kylie. Some focus on Timothee. But the most viral ones? They focus on the space between them. That invisible connection that people can't quite define, but can't ignore either. And that's when the narrative transforms again. Because now, it's no longer controlled by what actually happened. It's being shaped by how it's being perceived. And perception moves faster than reality. Now imagine this shift visually. Rapid cuts. Notifications popping up. Comments stacking on top of each other. Are they official? This feels real. No way, this is just friends. We need answers. Then, hard cut to silence. A slow zoom. One frame. Kylie and Timothee, standing side by side, unaware, or maybe completely aware, of the storm forming around them. That contrast is everything. Because while the world speeds up, analyzing every pixel, they remain still. Grounded. Unrushed. And that creates a kind of tension that's almost impossible to look away from. Now let's dig even deeper. There's a psychological layer to all of this that can't be ignored. People aren't just reacting to a possible relationship, they're projecting onto it. Building narratives. Filling in gaps with their own expectations, their own ideas of what this pairing represents. For some, it's the merging of two completely different worlds. For others, it's proof that opposites don't just attract, they evolve. And for many, it's simply a story they want to believe in. Because it feels organic, unscripted, real. But here's the twist. What if the power of this moment isn't in what's happening between them, but in what's happening around them? Because the more people talk, the bigger it gets. The bigger it gets, the more pressure builds. And pressure always leads to a turning point. The question is, what kind? Now the pacing tightens again. Heartbeat like rhythm in the background. Cut to flashes of headlines.